Hi everyone. We're briefing the workout for Saturday, April 4th. It's intended to be done as a partner workout. We're going to attempt our first virtual partner workout on Zoom. It's probably going to be a shit show, but what the hell. The workout, to go over it real quick, the way it's going to work. Let me see if I can get it all in the camera here. Yeah, so it's 4 rounds. Partner 1 is going to start by doing 10 up-down squat clean thrusters. I'll show what that means in a minute here. While that person's doing their 10 reps, partner 2 is going to be holding a front plank. Once partner 1 finishes all 10 reps, they'll let partner 2 know that they're done, and then they'll switch places. Partner 1 will move on to the front plank. Partner 2 will perform their 10 reps there. Once you guys finish up that, you'll each done each of those movements. The second station is going to be 20 hand release push-ups for partner 1 and partner 2 holding a wall sit for the duration of that time that it takes them to finish their 20 reps. When you finish your 20 reps, tell your partner you're done. You guys switch. And then finally, the third little station here is 30 ground to overhead. That can come in either the form of a snatch or a clean and jerk. We'll go over some of the options with respect to what pieces of equipment you guys have and what that could look like. And partner 2 is going to be holding a side plank the entire time. The intention is that at repetition 15, so when you're halfway through with your ground to overhead, you're going to let your partner know, and they're going to switch sides for the side plank. So if they start on their left side, they'll be on their left side for the first 15. They'll be on their right side for the second 15. And of course, again, switch once you're done with all 30 reps. If you're doing this by yourself, if you're on a solo mission here, the recommendation is obviously just do your 10, 20, and 30 reps of each movement. And for the planks, just hold each one for 1 minute. For the side plank, that would be 30 seconds each side. Pretty standard fare for warm-up. Start with some dynamic stretching, loosen up, get your heart rate up a little bit perhaps, and then just run through a miniature little version of the workout. We'll obviously take you guys through that if you are on the Zoom call and in that group class. But just 5 up-down squat clean thrusters, 20 seconds for each of the planks, 10 hand release push-ups, 10 ground to overhead, something along those lines. Just get the movements prepped. We'll go over the different movement options, equipment options. The assumption is that you guys have either a dumbbell or a pair of dumbbells, a kettlebell, or if you don't have access to those, a backpack. So we'll go over what that could potentially look like for each one of those, specifically for the up-down squat clean thruster and the ground to overhead. All right, let's do it, guys. So guys, if you're going to be working with one dumbbell, I'll go over the up-down squat clean thruster first. So the up-down squat clean thruster, the up-down portion is basically a burpee with no push-up. All right, so you're going to lower your hands to the floor, kick back to the top of a push-up, kick your feet back in. That'll put you in position to simply grab the dumbbell and then perform the squat clean thruster right from there. So I'll do one full rep here, starting from standing. Place the dumbbell down between the feet, hands to the floor next to the dumbbell, snap the feet back to the top of the push-up, snap the feet back in to your squat stance. From there, keep a flat back, clean the dumbbell up into the rack, and squat, clean, thruster. Okay? If you have a pair of dumbbells, you can obviously basically perform the exact same movement. Just now you're going to have a dumbbell in each hand. All right, so squat for the up down, same idea. Get to your squat stance, grab each dumbbell, squat clean to the shoulders, thruster up overhead. If you guys are going to be doing that movement with a kettlebell, start with the handle pointing up, obviously. Up down should be the same, hands to the side of the kettlebell, kick the feet back in. Now you're going to grab the handle of the kettlebell, squat, clean it up into the rack, scoot your hands under it, and then press it all the way up overhead. I'll do that one more time. Okay. And then finally, third, if you have a backpack, should be fairly self-explanatory here. Place it on the ground. Perform your up down. Squat, clean it up into the rack position, and then thruster it up overhead. Okay. Partner 2, during that time, you'll be doing your front plank hold. That can be done either on your hands or your elbows. It's really user choice here. Either way, just nice rigid position through the body. Bring your feet together. Try to stay up on your tippy toes. Arms straight. Shoulders nice and sturdy. Belly tight, butt tight, legs tight. All right, the goal obviously is to hold that for the duration of that set. The hammer release push-up. Now basically it's going to be a moving plank. So that plank position should remain intact. Lower everything down to the floor together. Your entire body should hit the floor at one time. Release your hands off the ground. Tighten everything up. Push everything up off the ground at once as well. So it's a full body exercise. Squeeze your legs, your butt, your belly. Obviously, if you just don't have the ability to maintain that position for that range of motion for that many reps, you can either scale the reps down. You could also, of course, do the movement from your knees if necessary. The wall sit, you're just going to need an open, some kind of open wall space that you have access to. What? Hope doesn't like wall sits either. So the wall sit, you're basically trying to get your hips and knees at 90 degrees and just hold that position. So I'll show it here in the corner. Lower down into like a parallel squat, essentially. Your feet are underneath your knees. Your torso is back against the wall. Your hands, you can just kind of place them on your thighs, at your side, whatever you want to do. And you're just going to hold that position until your partner finishes up all their push-ups. The ground to overhead. So this could be, again, either a snatch or a clean and jerk. As long as whatever you're using gets from the ground up over your head, whether it's in one motion like the snatch or two motions like the clean and jerk. Suppose the weight of whatever you're using will dictate that. If it's a relatively light weight, you can just snatch it. If it's relatively heavy, like if you have two dumbbells, for example, a clean and jerk might be more appropriate. Let's go over a few different options. If you have one dumbbell, I would encourage you, unless it's really, really light, to use both arms for the entire movement. Shit's hitting the fan, everybody.
Okay, all right, come here. What do you need?
The dumbbell starts between the feet, back flat. If you're going to snatch it, it'll be one motion, snap and punch up overhead, lower back, tap it on the ground, and repeat. Of course, if you prefer, you can alternate arms on the snatch as well. It would obviously be 15 per side. If you have two dumbbells, you can perform the clean and jerk. So clean them up to the shoulders, whether you start inside or outside your feet, it's up to you. Get it to the shoulders, get them both up overhead, okay? Now for the kettlebell, the way I would encourage you to do this if you're using one kettlebell, is kind of like a quasi snatch type of movement. So you'll grab the handles down by the bell, by the base of the handles here. And in one motion, going from that flat back position, bending at the hip, you're then going to snap and punch the kettlebell up overhead. And you might come to just lowering it right above the floor and then go right back up, snap, and punch. Okay. Yes. You're drinking water? Okay, good job, buddy. That was my water. It's yours now. Okay. And the backpack, guys, I'd recommend probably the snatch for the backpack unless you really loaded it up heavy. So just one motion. You practice these either earlier in the week or last week, I think. Grab hold of the sides, kind of like what we just practiced with the kettlebell. Snap and punch up overhead in one fluid motion. Lower it back under control. Okay. The side plank, you guys know the drill there, hopefully. Ideally, your feet are stacked on top of one another. Legs are straight. Elbow is under the shoulder. I would encourage you to do these on the elbow. Elevate the hips. Maintain that nice, solid position through the body the entire time. Once your partner finishes 15 reps, you'll switch. If this is too challenging, just go to the knees. That'll be fine as well. That's it, guys. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. Hopefully, you grabbed a partner. We'll go over the logistics of how all that's going to work before, during, and probably even after the class. Fingers crossed that we don't run into too many technical difficulties. So get a partner, get a code word, and we'll go over all the logistics tomorrow morning before the class starts. And yeah, that's it, guys. Good luck, enjoy, and good night. We'll see you tomorrow.